What's up, YouTube? Team Movies here. Now, on Netflix now is a movie called Tour Girl, which actually features a mean high school girl in it, and had me curious on what are some other favorite mean girls there are in films. So I decided to just go ahead and do my top 10 favorite mean girls in movies. Because there's lots of interest like mean girls in films that are like bullied and mean to pretty much lots of people in class and all. I mean, I'm sure lots of people had like a mean girl in school, like But anyway, with that being said, here's my 10 favorite mean girls in movies. All right, coming in at number 10, I'm going with Rose McGowan in Jawbreakers. Jawbreakers is probably one of the most weirdest dark teen comedies you'll ever want to see. I mean, it's about these three girls. Courtney played by Rose McGowan, Julie played by Rebecca Gayheart, and Marcy played by Dexter girl Julie Benz, who pretty much accidentally murdered their best friend named Liz, played by Charlotte Aina, and on pretty much on the morning of her birthday. And you're never gonna guess how they actually decide to kill her. They pretty much pull a prank on her by killing her with a jawbreaker. Hence the title Jawbreaker. I mean, Jawbreaker. It's kind of a '90s teen gem for me. It kind of felt like Heather's in a way, and it's actually one of my guilty pleasures. I quite get a kick out of Jawbreakers. I mean, the females in this are not really what you call likable. They're kind of despicable. But I thought Rose McGowan the other two girls were mean too, but I thought Rose McGowan takes the mean to a whole new level. And, I mean, one of the most meanest moments that Rose McGowan's character had in this was pretty much the Jawbreaker cover by framing a innocent man, for rape and all. So, yeah, there's that. I mean, yeah, Rose McGowan's character is, of course, named Shaw, is really a despicable character, but Rose McGowan pretty much played that role pretty well. I thought Rose McGowan was great in that film. Like, if you guys never seen Jawbreaker by now, it's a '90s teen gem for me. All right, coming in at number 9 is going to obviously Bella Thorne in The Duff. Now, The Duff is actually a really underrated teen gem. The movie got released in 2015 and starred Mia Whitman, who, by the way, I believe she was like only 27 when she did this movie, or probably 26 or 25 or whatever. That girl was way too old to play a teenager, by the way. But anyway, now in The Duff, Mia Whitman plays this high school senior whose world is like shattered when she learns that the student body knows her as The Duff, and The Duff is it's pretty much short for a designated ugly fat friend. I mean, they got Mia Whitman to play a ugly fat friend. Like, seriously, I still thought that was some weird casting. And Bella Thorne's character, Madison Morgan, is kind of despicable. I mean, she pretty much bullies Bianca in every way possible. I mean, you know, but I thought Bella Thorne actually was pretty good. Like, if I gotta say my favorite Bella Thorne role, I gotta say her best role has got to be Madison Morgan in The Duff. Like,
But the range of that,
like the Duff was pretty funny. It was clever, and yeah, Bella Thorne's Madison character was a real mean girl, and I'm pretty sure lots of people who've seen The Duff probably had that type of character in their class, like in their school. And all. I know I literally did, like, seriously. But yeah. Anyway, all right. Coming in at number 8 is going to be Ashley Tisdale in High School Musical. I'm I'm not gonna lie. I get a kick out of the High School Musical franchise. I know it's a little unpopular to say. I know the cool thing is you hate on High School Musical and whatnot, but I don't care what anyone says. High School Musical is awesome. And Ashley Tisdale as a Sharpay Evans. I mean, she's kind of a mean girl here. I mean, she tries to pretty much torment Troy and Veronica Gabrielle's and Troy's relationship and all. I mean, the second one she was probably more despicable. But I thought Ashley Tisdale as Sharpay was pretty cool casting. I mean, Ashley Tisdale played that role perfectly. She really embodied, what like a mean girl is and all. And yeah, she really was really cool at that role. And of course, she reprised her role in High School Musical 1, 2, 3, and also a home shoot video release, which I did not care for. But anyway, yeah, Ashley Tisdale
Right, that's what doctors at that hospital doing that type of medicine are.
yeah, Ashley Tisdale in High School Musical, pretty cool there.
I see you. I see you.
Anyway, coming in at number 7, I'm going with Megan Fox as Jennifer Check in Jennifer's Body. I mean, Jennifer's Body, of course, scripted by the writer of Juno, and it stars, Megan Fox as this cheerleader who's kind of a mean girl, and she becomes possessed by by a heart-eating demon, and she ends up killing lots of guys, like pretty much lots of nerdy dudes who never really had a chance with her and all that. So yeah. Megan Fox. I mean, Megan Fox, of course, did Transformers and whatnot. I gotta say, this is my favorite Megan Fox role. I really love Megan Fox in this film. And of course, she ends up befriending with this nerdy girl played by Amanda Seyfried. And I mean, the mainly means crazy mean stuff she does is eat guys. Yeah, she just, she's kind of a cannibal in this film because she becomes a cannibal. And yeah, Megan Fox as Jennifer Check, I should say. Cool casting right there. I mean, Jennifer's Body, by the way, turns 10 this year. Bill there, but yeah, Jennifer's Body is a really good one. All right. Coming in at number 6, I'm going with Brittany Snow as Amber Von Tussle in 2007's Hairspray. Now, I probably could have gone with the original Amber, played by Colleen Fitzpatrick. But I gotta say, I think Brittany Snow granted, I actually think the 2007 Hairspray remake is actually better than the original. The original with Ricky Lake and Divine was, directed by John Morris, was cool and all, but I still prefer the remake. I mean, Brittany Snow as Amber Von Tussle, I thought she played that role perfectly. And I mean, she forcibly ended up getting, she pretty much permanently ended up getting Tracy, in detention, and she's also, her and her mother are kind of racist in this as well, so there's that too. And yeah, I mean, Brittany Snow, I just thought she played that role perfectly. And 2007's Hairspray is awesome. I mean, you got John Travolta as Edna, Nikki Bolonsky as Tracy Turnblad, I love, Michelle Pfeiffer, Queen Latifah. I mean, awesome film. Directed by Adam Shakeman. Yeah, I love 2007's Hairspray. Alright. Now, my number 5 pick is going to another musical film that features John Travolta in it, by the way. My number 5 favorite mean girl in movie is Stockard Channing playing Betty Rizzo in Grease. I mean, of course, Betty Rizzo is the leader of the Pink Ladies, Pink Ladies, and she's kind of really despicable and mean, but Stockard Channing as Betty is really great. Like, I loved her dynamic chemistry with Olivia Newton-John Sandy, and of course, it was like Pink Ladies versus the T-Birds and all. And also, not to mention, you had John Travolta as Danny. I mean, And Betty, by the way, sang a couple of songs in this too. I thought Betty, like, Stockard Channing, that girl could sing, and I really quite liked Stockard Channing as Betty Rizzo. And if you guys, of course, still haven't seen Grease, it's probably my favorite musical of all time. Great music, great, great performances by Travolta and Newton-John, and cool performance by Stockard Channing as Betty Rizzo. Anyway. Alright. Alright, number 4 is Kim Walker playing the role of Heather Chandler in the classic 80s dark film Heathers. I mean, Heathers it's great. Of course, it's got released in the 1980s, and it takes place at a Clickwish high school in Ohio, where like these where you got, of course, these cliques who call themselves the Heathers, who pretty much compares of the prettiest and most popular girls in town. And the group leader is the manipulative Kim Walker, played by Heather. Of course, Heather Chandler is played by Kim Walker, who's very manipulative and all. And so you got Winona Ryder's character, who pretty much enlists the help of Jason Dean, played by Christian Slater, to teach the girls a lesson. And only Anna should pretty much kill the girl and all. So yeah, and try to hide the body as a suicide. So yeah, this is probably one of the most. This is arguably one of the most messed up teen movies of the 80s. I mean, Winona Ryder was great. I mean, come on. So you had Shannon Doherty was in this. I mean, Heathers is just. It's like I said, it's one of the most darkest and most messed up films of the 80s. Like, I'm not even lying. There are a lot of literally copycats of Heathers. Like, there's literally these. I was watching this thing called Copycat Killers, and there was like these. And there was like a story where these three girls actually copied what happened in Heathers by killing one of the click girls and hiding the body and all that. And yeah, I mean, this is a messed up film, and yeah, and of course they have of course there's a Broadway of Heathers, and Heathers just had a TV show recently, which didn't last long. But if you guys never seen 1988's Heathers by now, it's a classic right there. Alright, coming in at number 3 is going to be probably the only 9. Anyway, probably number 3 is maybe the only non-high school mean girl on my list, and that's going to Sarah Michelle Gellar in Cruel Intentions. Of course, Sarah Michelle Gellar plays the role of Catherine Mertilli, who's pretty much based. The character is based on a character in this in the novels, of course, and she's supposed to be similar to to Glenn Close's character from Dangerous Liaison, and Sarah Michelle Gellar's Catherine character is kind of a rich coke addict, and she's a pretty despicable character right there.
Hey.
And her mainly meaningless moment has got to be revealing to the recent reform of Bad Boy Sebastian, played by Ryan Gosling, that she had manipulating him into breaking his true love's heart and all. And of course, you had she does despicable stuff to Reese Witherspoon's character. I mean, Cruel Intentions is one weird, crazy film, and of course you had Selma Blair was in this. Ryan Felipe was great. This is probably one of my favorite Sarah Michelle Gellar performances. I know she was great here. And Cruel Intentions is one messed up film. If you guys never seen Cruel Intentions, give that one a shot. It's a really good one. All right. My number 2 favorite is going to Nancy Allen playing the role of Chris Hargison in the original Carrie. I mean, the Chris she was one despicable character. I mean, granted, actually I got like 3 John Travolta movies on my list, by the way. Got Carrie, Hairspray, and Grease. John Travolta had to think about being in movies with Mean Girls, but anyway. And of course, this movie actually got released before Grease, by the way. So I can't remember. But I think this was like his first feature. I think this was his first feature film, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, of course, here you got Nancy Allen's Chris Hargison character, who's dating John Travolta's bad boy boyfriend Billy, played by John Travolta, and they decide to trick Carrie into becoming prom queen, so they could pretty much mess her up badly by dropping pig blood all over her. She is not a great character at all. And sad to say, you know, Chris and everyone else in this movie literally got what coming to them. I mean, you don't mess a girl with superpowers, you know? And, you know, Nancy Allen, I know she played the role of Chris perfectly. You know, she had a pretty cool performance as a character. You know, what she did to Carrie was just despicable. I mean, yeah, like, she's not a really great character. I mean, the actress playing her was great, but the character, yeah. Alright. Now, who is the best Mean Girl in movie history? Okay. Now, my top 10 favorite my number 1 favorite Mean Girl in movie history, it has a title in the name. I mean, let's be for real. I mean, what is better than Carrie, Heathers, and whatnot? The number 1 best Mean Girl in movie history, has got to go to arguably Rachel McAdams playing Regina George in Mean Girls. I mean, how could you not even include Regina George in this list? I mean, the character of Regina George, come on, she's not really, like, Rachel McAdams played that role perfectly, but, you know, of course, Regina George is, like, a very, you know, popular, rich character who of course, Lindsay Lohan's character, Katie Heron, ends up pretty much pretending to be friends with, so she could sabotage her and the other plastic girls. Of course, the other 2 are played by Lacey Chabert, who plays Gretchen Wiener, funny name, and of course, Amanda Seyfried plays the role of Karen Smith, and you got, of course, you had Lizzie Kaplan in this as Janice, and of course, the film was scripted by Tina Fey, directed by Mark Waters. I mean, loads of SNL players were in this shit. But, yeah, and the character of Regina George, I mean, her meanest role in this is, of course, having that burnt book where she, of course, writes in the book and pretty much talks, like, bad stuff about the rest of the classmates and teachers and all, and yeah, I mean, this is probably my favorite Rachel McAdams role, by the way. I mean, when you think of Rachel McAdams, you'll think of Regina George, and when you think of any Mean Girls in any type films, you'll automatically go to Regina George. I mean, that is one really Mean Girl right there. And of course, Regina George ended up getting what coming. I mean, she had a broken neck, not to mention, so I guess that's what she had coming to her. But, yeah, Mean Girls it's a quintessential of teen Mean Girls in movies. I mean, if you guys still never seen Mean Girls, I mean, let's be real, who still haven't seen Mean Girls? I mean, you know, I love Mean Girls, but I will admit that movie is a little too overrated, but I still quite love Mean Girls there. But anyway, yeah, if you guys still haven't seen Mean Girls by now, give Mean Girls a go. It's a comic classic right there. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me hurry this up. My computer dies. Alright, let me do the quick rundown. 10. Rose McGowan for Jawbreakers. 9. Bella Thorne for The Dove. 8. Ashley Tisdale for High School Musical. 7. Megan Fox for Jennifer's Body. 6. Brittany Snow for Hairspray. 5. Stockard Channing for Grease. 4. Kim Walker for Heathers. 3. Sarah Michelle Gellar for Crew Attentions. 2. Nancy Allen for Carrie. And 1 is, of course, Rachel McAdams from Mean Girls. Now, there's loads of other Mean Girls in movies that I probably could have added. Alright. A few other ones I probably could have added included Hunter King in this really good movie called A Girl Like Her. Really good film, by the way. Jessica Barden and Tamara Drew. There was also Julie Campbell in Romeo and Michelle's High School Reunion. Jessica Alba in Never Been Kissed. Kristen Dunst in Virgin Suicides. Lindsay Stone in Bring It On. There's, of course, Dora Birch in Ghost World. Reese Witherspoon in Election. Amanda Bynes in EZA. Pretty good.
What you're recording? What movie are you talking about?
Mean Girls in Movies.
Mean Girls?
Yep.
The original or the second?
Oh, Mean Girls in Movies.
I love Mean Girls. One of my favorite quotes of all times is, "Get a loser, we're going shopping." Right?
Yep.
Regina George. Oh, Rachel McAdams at her finest.
Oh,
Anyways, keep on keeping on.
Alright, thank you. Anyway, I told you guys I'm popular here. But anyway, let me leave it to you guys. Who are some of your favorite Mean Girls in movies? Drop a comment below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications. This here is C Movie signing off.